How are you doing? This is Liz.
Hi, and this is Romy, and we are from
My
My
place
Place at
at Queretaro
Queretaro, the human side.
of the real estate. We are
So
here because we prepare some questions, some frequent asked questions that our customers have asked us. Are we ready for this?
yes, we are.
Okay, let's start then with our first question. I have it here. Let me see. Okay. Well, one of the questions we have received is, I've heard that pólizas jurídicas only serve the landlords. Is this true? You know what, Romy? Let's start explaining very briefly what a póliza jurídica is, when do we need it, and then the answer.
Okay, sure. So Póliza Jurídica is a legal document written out and between two parties, one who is the landlord and the other one is the tenant, but it is drawn up by a group of real estate lawyers. And a lot of expats I've seen complain on Facebook groups that it only serves this legal paper only serves landlords. So a póliza jurídica is actually there to protect both sides. What do I mean by that? I mean that the PJ company will research not only you, the tenant, but also the landlord. They will look at the property, make sure that the legal papers, the deed are in order. And also they will make sure that the property taxes are paid up to date. Why is this important? Because the SAT, which is the Mexican IRS, is really trying to get folks, property owners, to be up to date on their property tax payments. And if they're not, if they haven't paid in over 2 years, guess what? SAT or Mexican IRS will come at your door and knock and say, the property taxes for this property have not been paid for, right? And we might need to take things with us or, some kind of pressure. And you're just a tenant. We don't want that for you. So when you say or hear that somebody is thinking that a póliza jurídica only protects the landlord, it's not true. It also protects you as a tenant. If for some reason the landlord is not living up to what they agreed to in the contract, Liz and I, as My Place at Queretaro, are always in contact with the attorney from the Póliza Jurídica in case we can't resolve it directly, because that's our first recourse. You call us, we will try to resolve whatever issue with the owner. But if we're not able to, then we have the Póliza Jurídica attorney as a backup. So yes, it does help both sides.
Hey, Romy, but besides taxes, it also checks the ownership of the property, right?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned at the very beginning. They look at the deed. They look at the deed.
Is the deed? Oh, okay, yes, the deed. Okay. The deed, because there are some scammers working in the city. I don't know if that should be called working, but there are scammers showing properties that they are not theirs, and then they rent it, and later on, the real owner appears. And so in case you did a contract, usually they don't do contracts. But anyway, you have paid, you are living in the property, and the real owner will show up. So this is a way the lawyers in the Póliza Jurídica will protect you. Yes. What about the background check, Romy?
Oh, wait, before we jump into the background check, I want to give a real example on some clients. So we were closing an apartment with this lovely couple, and the owner didn't want the Póliza Jurídica, which didn't make sense to us because the Póliza Jurídica has a fee of 35% of 1 month's rent, and it's the tenant that pays it. And so why the property owner didn't want it was beyond us. And we told our clients that we did not recommend it, but we couldn't go against their wishes. And we just told them everything, the consequences that could arise if they didn't pay for a Póliza Jurídica. So they felt like they were winners because they were going to save 35% of 1 month's rent. Well, 3 months down the line, they realized, oh, and utilities, water was included in this contract. These clients realized that 3 months have gone by and the property owner had not paid the water. You don't have a PJ. You don't have a Póliza Jurídica. Legally, we can only go so far. But if they would have had a Póliza Jurídica, they wouldn't have had this problem. So yes, now it does protect the tenants. Now, as far as background check, what does a Póliza Jurídica do? Not only does it check the background of the owner, it will check the tenant's background. They will ask for references. We don't know how many. Sometimes it varies. It could be 2 personal, 2 work, or 2 family. They will look at your income. They will ask for 3 times the amount of income of the rent that you're looking at into. And they will just make sure that, you know, that you're responsible and that you pay. In the past you have paid. Also, some Póliza Jurídicas now are asking for FICO scores. So it's really important that you have a healthy score.
Okay, so you made me think about this other case. Just want to bold the fact that we try to help our customers once they are in the lease, and we make sure that the background check, everything that the Póliza Jurídica does, which is a lawyer specialized in real estate, makes sense. Whatever they ask us, whatever they require, whatever information it is in the lease, we make sure it makes sense based on the experience that we have of 20-something years, right, Romy, when you started?
Many, managing properties, almost 30.
Okay, there you go. Okay, very good. So, yes, I was thinking on this story where I'm not going to go this specific, but all the time that if we cannot help our customers, then we always go to the lawyer and try to figure it out and follow up with the lawyer. It's not the same that if you don't have a lawyer in between the owner and the tenant, then that is usually is more difficult. If they know the lawyer is in the middle, most of the time they change their behavior.
Oh,
and
yeah.
listen, we don't want you to be afraid of situations here in Queretaro. We also know very good landlords, very good owners, very responsible of the properties. So the best case scenario is that you have to pay for it and you don't use it. Well, you will use it anyway at the beginning, as Romy mentioned before, checking the history, the background of the property. The owner is the real owner. He paid the taxes. The services are up to date. All that the lawyer will do. But it's better to do all that research, have it paid at the beginning, and then not to use it the rest of the lease. But in case you have to, we have this resource, and that's why we think it helps both sides, the owner and the tenant.
Yes,
Okay, there you go.
It's an insurance. Liz, it's like insurance. So it's for peace of mind and just in case you need it.
Very good. That's
Okay.
it. That's all that we have to cover for now regarding the PJ. Oh, please explain why we call it PJ. Póliza Jurídica, PJ.
Well,
Yes.
It's really hard to pronounce Póliza Jurídica for foreigners. So PJ, Póliza Jurídica, and what we tell our customers is to ground it in your memory. Just think of attorneys instead of in suits in their PJs. That's it.
Right. That way makes it fun, makes it easier, short to remember. Póliza, like policy, many people say policía. It's not the same. Póliza and then jurídica, which our J sound has been difficult for some of our customers. So there you go. We gave you the information. You got it from My Place at Queretaro. We are so happy we are doing this, putting together information for you. Thank you so much. See you soon. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.